Welcome to Creative Pages with Catherine. I'm Catherine. It's never uh, dull with live streaming here. I had my other camera up and had to get that switched over really quick so that way y'all could actually see me and I could welcome you to my channel. If it's your first time here, please subscribe. I hope you enjoy my interpretation of this Creative Memories virtual crop sketch number 3. And if you already are a subscriber on my channel, thank you so much. I really appreciate you all. And thank you for joining me. If you want to add a little chat in the box, you can. I can see what you're saying and love having conversations with you all while I am streaming. But you're here to see sketch number 3, and I'm going to be using Golden Harvest. Many of you voted this month every Monday before the virtual crop goes live on Friday. I put up some collections that I let you all vote on to let me know which ones you want to see, and it seems like a lot of people were in the mood for some fall color. So we're working with Golden Harvest a lot this month, and I'm actually really enjoying it. I had some scraps I needed to use up, and it's been a wonderful scrap buster for me. So I hope you all are enjoying seeing the interpretations. Leave me a comment later, and let's get into the sketch. Now I can switch back to my table view. Here we go. Okay, whoo. All right, sketch number 3 is a 2-page sketch, and yes, I am going to leave this one. I usually leave the 2-pagers as 2-pagers. Every once in a while, I'll take one of the 1-page sketch and turn it into a 2-page sketch like I did earlier today with sketch number 1. Holding it up so that way you all can see my measurements of what I am going to be doing, because honestly, I almost like the sketches better without the measurements on them, because I usually don't follow it anyways, but this way you all get extra ideas of what you can do with the sketches as well. So I am first going to show you all how to cut formats from one sheet of designer paper. I have shown this before, but it's been a little bit, and I knew I wanted to do 4 4.25 by 6.25 mats. For my larger mats on this page, I am using this really pretty plaid. It has some blues and some golden browns in it. The backside is a green watercolor effect page. And what I have done is I've cut 1.5 inches off of the top. So it was a 1.5 inches by 12. And then, okay, so 11, so 10.5, a 1.5 by 10.5 was my second one. So I took 1.5 inches from one side, I turned my paper, my trimmer, and I took 1.5 inches from the other side. Usually, I can do math usually. So I'm going to line up my paper into my trimmer at 4.25. And you can see I've added a binder clip, which, speaking of binder clips, this may just be a little bonus item that those who are coming to my Croptoberfest in September and October are going to be getting. So Creative Memories is going to be coming out with a little Creative Memories binder clip, and I have information on my website about my Croptoberfest, both the virtual, which is called my event space, and my in-person, which I am working on getting my location secured for. So stay tuned for that. Check my website, check my Facebook group, and hope some of you will want to join me and get some binder clips for yourself. So this binder clip is at 7.25 because on our trimmer, we have this white line. Our housing for our blade is 2 inches, and it's 1 inch from the white line on either direction. The white line is where our blade will cut into our paper. So if I want it to cut at 6 1/4, I need to put my binder clip at 7 1/4. And then so when it cuts into it, it'll automatically be at the 6 1/4. And since I have it lined up at the 4 1/4, that's how we're going to have our 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 mats. So I'm going to turn it to the left, and now I'm going to line up at 4 1/4 again, just with the top of the trimmer here. Cut down, and I don't even have to think about it because I have my binder clip. Here is my first mat. Voila. I love this technique. I actually, once I knew I needed 4 1/4 by 6 1/4, I knew I was going to be showing it again. So there's my second one. I'm just continuing to turn to the left, so rotating counterclockwise and lining up at 4 1/4 every time, cutting down to the 6 1/4. And you can see these last two just came off so easily. You do have a little extra square, which honestly, I'm sure we might actually use. I might use that. Let me put that up here because I have an idea that might work with one of my stickers. So, hey, always love using the scraps. Like I said, I am using quite a few scraps I've had from this collection in this virtual crop this month. So I am so happy this collection got voted on. I'm going to use 2 sheets of the denim print, which has just a really, really light oatmeal linen effect on the back side of it. I'm calling it denim because it looks like denim to me. And I introduced this collection so long ago, I can't remember the exact page names. So that's what we're going with. It looks like denim, so I'm calling it denim. I also have, I already had this one, the scrap. It's a 4 inch by 12 inch. And we're going to use the red side again because I loved the red and the blue together. So I have a lot of this. I had some 4 by 4 squares already cut. And we also have the yellow plaid lattice, however you want to call it. It has almost has like a leaf pattern in with this dots. It's like a really dark, there we go. That's the back side of the yellow plaid. And we're going to just start lining up our squares, going down the one side and going across the bottom. And I'm just alternating with the red and the yellow. I just thought it popped really well together. And I'm going to show you, hey, I'm actually kind of following the sketch here. We are going to do our 3 across the bottom and 3 across the side. We're going to put our 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 here and here. And I am going to run the strip down the right side of the page. I will pull out my 0 centering ruler in a minute to let you all know where I'm going to place it. But these are going to go just ever so slightly in from the right, from the left side. That's okay. Left side of the page, I think probably about 1/4 inch. And again, I can measure it for you in just a moment here. Let's see, where's my 0 centering ruler? Right here. So let's get this down here and okay. So 3/4 is right there. Yep. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to line up with my 3/4 inch mark at the top of this page. Put this and then this one just lining up, going down the page. So we actually can put, okay, well, these are supposed to be 4 by 4. But it looks like my yellow one might be a little bit tiny bit smaller. So I'm going to pick it up with my multi-purpose tool and give it a little bit of the blue showing from the top and the bottom. And that is going to be okay. But basically my intent was to do 4 by 4s, but every so often, if like it might even been 1/8 of an inch. And so now I can just show just a little bit more of the blue on either side. And then I'm thinking that let me scoot my ruler over to the edge of this page here. Just thinking about 2 inches, but I'm thinking 1.5 inches looks better. However, I'm going to just eyeball it real quick with my mats because our mats are going to go with the plaid side up. There we go. kind of coming down here. Maybe the 2-inch mark might be better. It's not bad, but actually here's 1 3/4. There we go. That's a little bit more centered. If you like symmetry, go at 1 3/4. If you're going to use the same size papers as I am. Making sure I got my wheel up on my trimmer, because I can't tell you how many times I've tried to use my trimmer upside down. Not my trimmer, my tape runner. Goodness gracious. You can tell I've been live streaming for a little bit now. I'm losing my words somehow. Okay, so there's that. Let's get these other two down as well. And these are the 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 mats I just cut. And I'm just, like I said, I'm gonna kind of eyeball it, centering them kind of in between from here and just kind of along as if we're running a ribbon behind our mats here. Oh, actually, you know what? I don't know. I may need to move that other one up just a hair because I think it needs to be just a little bit off center from our other one. Multi-purpose tool to the rescue again. It's a good thing I don't really push hard on my mats initially because I know I like to get the placement right before I push down too much. There we go. I'm going to leave about a 1/2 inch in between here. Sometimes I measure more than other times for y'all. Yep, a 1/2 inch in between. I just feel like this one, the placement matters. So that's why I'm trying to measure a little bit more for you. Okay, right side is mostly done here. And now I'm going to get this left side put together as well. Put this away. Grab out my... Actually, I'll just scoot my chair over. Not used to having a chair that rolls. My other chair didn't have wheels on it. And so once I was working on the layout, it was wherever I was where it was going to be. So it's nice I can move around a little bit in my new setup. So these first two, what did I say, 1/4 inch? So we're going to go about 1/4 inch again up from the bottom of the page here. And I need to move this other one because I'm having trouble seeing the edge because of the pattern. So let me move that one real quick. And I'll center this a little bit more for you. Again, 1/4 inch here. And then we'll place this other one just in the middle. Okay, so this one is not as, this one actually is closer to the 4x4 than what my other side was. So it's a little bit tighter. You don't see as much in between as what we did on the other side. I'm going to get these two placed going this way on the page. And hang on. I have one of our mats. This was one of our 4x6 mats. I cut it in half. It had the sunflowers on the back. And I'm going to turn it and we're going to put it up here this way because I just thought it was really worked nicely with the little pop of yellow that we have down here at the bottom of our page. So that means these are going to have to actually go over just a little bit, but I want to put this on the page first. And I'll leave some space at the top because we have some other things that are coming in. But there's that. And if I have to cover up part of it, I'm okay with that. Bring this in a little bit. I'm not going to push down on these. I'm leaving about, how much am I leaving here? Hang on. It's about 1/4 inch from the edge there. And then this one's going to come and it's going to overlap our box just a little bit, which, you know, it's okay. It was just the polka dots. There we go. So there's our two mats on that left side of the page. And now comes the fun part. We get to decorate a bit. I get to decorate a bit, which is fun for me. So let's see here. Am I on the screen for you? Yes. All right, so if you watched my other live stream this morning, you know I used a piece of this border sticker on my other layout. And I thought, you know, it actually works really well with the colors and the patterns in this layout. So I'm going to go ahead and use the entire border sticker, kind of following our sketch. We're going to go across the bottom here. Actually, I feel like I need to move my mats up a little. Don't I? Yes, I do. Okay, mats have to go up just a hair, which is okay too. This is what I get for pushing it down, but that's all right. We're going to have, okay. This is just going to go up. Staying true to that right side again. There we go. So it kind of frames it out a little bit more. And come on, multi-purpose tool. There we go. So you don't want to rip the paper, but I did use my regular tape runner. And usually if you kind of plug away at it right after you've stuck it down, it moves a lot easier than after you have it on the page for a while. So it's glad I changed my mind right away there. This is going to go now in here. There we go. That looks a little bit better. And okay, so there's that one. And then we also have this partial here that's going to go on the right side of our page, coming from the left. Oh my goodness, I have to keep track of directions here. But this one is going to go behind this one. So let me grab my multi-purpose tool again, and that's just going to tuck underneath our mat there. So you don't even know that we cut it, although you might, because we're going to use this other piece over and above our journal box here, because that's kind of what they're showing in the sketch as well. So we have kind of what looks like, oh, they actually ran another 12 by 4 strip. Well, that's okay. I don't think that necessarily would have worked as well with my pages. So if you want to add another 4 by 12 of this running across here, you can. I'm not, because I just didn't seem to work for my pages as much. But I did do the border sticker here, the partial border sticker here, and now this little piece up here, because that helps me use up my scraps from cutting off this end for the other layout. It's nice when that works out. It just inspired, like as soon as I saw it, I was like, hey, I can use up another scrap and show everybody how to use up their scraps. So this one is going to come in from up here, and we've got our Happy Harvest that I'm going to put up here as well. So I need to, hang on. Oh, I got the stickers galore here, which I kind of do. Okay, I'm going to put that on that paper there, because my Happy Harvest is going to need some foam squares. And I'm going to grab a couple of my larger ones, which are part of our new foam square sheets. And if you're curious about the sizing on these compared to the old sizing, I did do a short that shows how these line up with the size of our older foam squares. So check it out on my YouTube channel. And getting the backings off of these foam squares. All right, so this is going to go up here. Do I want to angle it? No, I'm going to keep it kind of set here where it's going to overlap this just a little bit. Make sure I'm on the page. Yep. All right. And then this one is going to come in behind our Happy, I think. That might look nice. Yep. So that way we kind of have that last piece of our border sticker. And I'm going to add some hearts. I think my red hearts are going to go on this left side here, because it just seems to work and pop over here a little bit more. And then I have 2 blue hearts also. that are going to go on my right side of my page. In just a minute, if I can get these off of here. Put this over here. Okay, there we go. And this one's going to go over here. We've got two blues. And I think we're going to just kind of pop off of this yellow a little bit here. And when I go to put my picture on, I will lift it up with my multi-purpose tool. And let's see, I pulled this pumpkin and I was thinking that would work with this, but I'm not sure if that's going to overlap too much with my photo now. Well, that actually might blend in nicely. Okay, let's do that. So this is going to come in from this corner here. This was the center from cutting our magic mats. And I'm going to leave just a little bit of the blue showing. I will show you when I hold up my layouts at the end here. I need a couple more foam squares, which are sitting right in front of me, of course. Goodness gracious. There we go. So here's our white pumpkin over here. And then I also have this apple, because I mean, when you're doing a fall harvest, usually you do have apples and pumpkins, right? So I think that looks great up here. And I'll go ahead and add another smaller foam square to that one. It's nice to have some of these different sizes for their different size stickers here. There we go. All right. And I pulled this guy out again. I don't know what I'm going to wind up using this one for. Might wind up being something else. Okay, well, I'll get there. But we're done. Here we go. I am going to show you the sketch one more time, and then I'll hold up these pages close for you to see. So here's the sketch. And here is my interpretation of the sketch. Here's the left side of the page. And here is the right side of the page. All right. Thank you so much for watching, and leave me a comment with what you think of my interpretation of the sketch is, and I will be back with sketch number 4 in just a little bit. Until next time.